Neighborly disputes are as old as civilization itself. From ancient boundary disputes to modern-day noise complaints, these conflicts reflect the inherent tensions of living in close proximity. They highlight the challenges of sharing resources, respecting boundaries, and navigating differences in lifestyles and values. Throughout history, neighborly feuds have often escalated into violence, legal battles, and lasting animosity. These conflicts can tear apart communities, leaving behind a legacy of bitterness and resentment. They serve as cautionary tales about the importance of communication, compromise, and the rule of law in maintaining peaceful coexistence. From the palaces of kings to the homesteads of farmers, the stories of neighborly feuds offer valuable insights into human nature. They remind us of the importance of empathy, tolerance, and the need to seek peaceful resolutions to conflict. By understanding the root causes of these disputes and the devastating consequences they can have, we can work towards building stronger, more harmonious communities. The Palace of Versailles, a symbol of French royal extravagance, was also a hotbed of intrigue and neighborly disputes. King Louis XIV, known as the Sun King, ruled with absolute power and demanded unwavering loyalty from his courtiers. Living in such close quarters, the nobility of Versailles were constantly jockeying for the king's favor. Petty jealousies and rivalries flourished in this environment, often spilling over into disputes over etiquette, precedence, and access to the king. One notable example is the rivalry between Madame de Montespan, the king's chief mistress, and Madame de Maintenon, her successor. Their feud, fueled by ambition and resentment, played out in the halls and gardens of Versailles, with whispers and gossip used as weapons. These disputes, though seemingly trivial, reflected the power dynamics and social hierarchies of the French court. They also highlight the pressures and anxieties of life at Versailles, where status and influence were paramount. The feud between the Hatfields and McCoys, two families living in the Appalachian Mountains during the late 19th century, is a chilling example of how neighborly disputes can spiral into cycles of violence and revenge. The origins of the feud are shrouded in the mists of time, but it is believed to have started over a disputed hog theft. Accusations, counter-accusations, and escalating acts of retaliation fueled the conflict, which lasted for decades.
What began as a petty squabble over livestock escalated into a full-blown war, with both families engaging in raids, ambushes, and even murders. The feud claimed the lives of over a dozen people, terrorizing the region and leaving a lasting scar on the families involved.
The Hatfield-McCoy feud serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of hatred and the importance of seeking peaceful resolutions to conflict. J. Edgar Hoover, the legendary and controversial director of the FBI, was known for his relentless pursuit of criminals and his fierce protection of the Bureau's reputation. However, his personal life was marked by a series of bitter feuds with neighbors and perceived enemies.
Hoover, a lifelong bachelor who resided in a Washington, D.C. townhouse, was known to be a demanding and at times vindictive neighbor. He frequently clashed with those living around him, engaging in disputes over noise, property lines, and even the placement of garbage cans. These conflicts, though seemingly trivial, offer a glimpse into Hoover's personality. They reveal a man obsessed with control, order, and his own self-importance. His inability to tolerate even minor inconveniences from those around him reflected a broader pattern of paranoia and vindictiveness.
Hoover's feuds extended beyond his immediate neighbors to include journalists, politicians, and even civil rights activists, whom he perceived as threats to his power or reputation. Section 5. Modern-day disputes, from noise complaints to property lines. While the days of blood feuds and royal intrigues may be behind us, neighborly disputes remain a common occurrence in modern society.
From bustling cities to quiet suburbs, people continue to clash over a wide range of issues, both large and small. Noise complaints are a perennial source of friction, with loud music, barking dogs, and late-night parties often testing the patience of neighbors.
Property line disputes, fueled by misunderstandings, encroaching fences, or competing claims to land, can also escalate into bitter legal battles. The rise of social media and online neighborhood forums has, in some ways, exacerbated these conflicts.
Disagreements that might have once been settled with a conversation over the fence are now aired out online, often with inflammatory language and public shaming. Despite these challenges, it is important to remember that most neighborly disputes are rooted in common everyday concerns.
By approaching these conflicts with empathy, understanding, and a willingness to compromise, we can often find amicable solutions. Section 6. Common ground. The importance of communication. At the heart of most neighborly disputes is a breakdown in communication.
Whether it's a misunderstanding about property boundaries, a lack of awareness about noise levels, failing to communicate effectively can turn minor annoyances into major conflicts. Open and honest communication is essential for building strong and respectful relationships with our neighbors.
Taking the time to get to know those living around us can prevent misunderstandings and foster a sense of community. Remember, communication is a two-way street. Be a good listener and open to hearing your neighbor's concerns. Section 7. Seeking resolution, mediation, and legal avenues. While most neighborly disputes can be resolved through open communication, some conflicts may require outside intervention.
Mediation with a neutral third party can be an effective way to find mutually agreeable solutions. Mediators help people communicate effectively and explore creative options for resolving differences.
If mediation is unsuccessful, legal avenues may be necessary. Consulting with an attorney can provide valuable guidance on your rights and options. Legal action should be a last resort, as it can be costly and time-consuming. Section 8. The high cost of conflict, emotional, financial, and social impacts. Neighborly disputes can have significant emotional, financial, and social costs.
The stress of ongoing conflict can lead to anxiety, sleeplessness, and depression. Financially, disputes can be costly with legal fees, property damage, and decreased property values straining finances. In extreme cases, you may be forced to sell your home or face foreclosure.
Socially, disputes can damage relationships and create community divisions. They erode the sense of safety and belonging in neighborhoods. Prioritize peaceful resolutions and seek help from professionals when needed. Section 9. Building better neighborhoods, fostering understanding and respect. Creating harmonious and thriving neighborhoods requires a collective effort from all residents.
By fostering a culture of understanding, respect, and open communication, we can prevent many neighborly disputes from arising in the first place. Simple acts of kindness and consideration can go a long way in building strong neighborly relationships. Introducing yourself to new residents, offering help with yard work or errands, and participating in neighborhood events can help create a sense of community and belonging.
It's also important to be mindful of our own actions and how they might impact those around us. Keeping noise levels down, respecting property lines, and being responsible pet owners are all ways to show respect for our neighbors.
By working together, we can create neighborhoods where people feel safe, respected, and connected to those around them.
Section 10. Conclusion. Towards a more harmonious future. Neighborly disputes, a constant throughout human history, continue to challenge us today. From the palaces of Versailles to modern-day suburbs, these conflicts reflect the complexities of living in close proximity to others.
While the specific issues may vary, the underlying tensions of shared resources, differing values, and the human need for space and autonomy remain constant. Understanding the root causes of these disputes, recognizing their potential costs, and prioritizing peaceful resolutions are essential for building stronger, more harmonious communities.
Open communication, empathy, and a willingness to compromise are crucial tools for navigating these challenging situations.
By learning from the stories of past feuds, both grand and ordinary, we can strive to create a future where neighborly relationships are defined by cooperation, respect, and a shared commitment to building thriving communities.